Hi, welcome to Power Up, a business growth series. My name is Malia Powers with Power on Marketing, and today we have with us Trifecta Networks joining our show. Trifecta Networks is a leader in both IT equipment and services since 2001. They started off with one goal: take care of customers and everything else will take care of itself, which they still live and breathe every single day. Josh Maskell is the National Account Manager with Trifecta Networks. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started at Trifecta Networks and really IT in general back in 2010. I did have some previous sales careers before that. I would hesitate to call any of them or even remotely a success or anything like that. I joined Trifecta Networks really in IT in 2010, and then really here in Oldsmar. And it's really a customer service job that happens to sell IT is the way I look at that. I had some previous customer service jobs. I do, like working with other folks and, solving problems and getting things done. Just not from an IT perspective, but again, started doing that in 2010, had a tremendous amount of help, mentors, friends that were already doing it that helped me along the way with my success. And then of course, gaining some customers and really just getting some good relationships out there in the community as well too.
What are some of the factors that have led you to a successful 10-year career in IT sales?
Again, that's going to have to be probably the customers first and foremost, of course. I do have a motto I like to kind of live by, and it's the relentless pursuit of customer satisfaction is kind of what I'm always striving to do. And in IT, as you already know, things are always moving and changing. There's nothing, pretty much static in IT. So really kind of taking care of the customer was really how I always approached it. And, in tune with that, a lot of folks out there in sales, are trying to become what's called the trusted advisor to these, IT departments and these organizations. And again, through just kind of, hard work and customer satisfaction, it took me about a year. And then I had my first IT team tell me that I was really just not a sales guy, but an extension of their team. Which gave me all the warm and fuzzies and things like that, because that's where I'm trying to be at the end of the day, as a valuable resource for the team. That's been a couple of the factors for my success for sure.
Well, I really like the three-tiered component to Trifecta with speed, quality, and value, creating that DNA of a relentless pursuit of customer satisfaction. What are some of the life lessons that you've learned along the way?
I would say some of the life lessons that I've certainly learned in 10 years in IT is nothing goes as planned. You can have the best laid plans in the world, and this probably just goes with anything. I guess that's why it's a life lesson. But you have the best laid plans ever, and then always something with life happens that makes you quickly be able to pivot or edit or change or just really kind of, move to a completely different direction that you weren't thinking of before, because, that's kind of just, one of the things that comes up in IT. Another thing I would absolutely say was being coachable. Again, when I first got here, I didn't have really any success in sales before that. I had a couple of, I would say jobs, but nothing I would say that I had, in terms of success. So when I first got here, I didn't know a lot about IT. Like most people, I probably, knew unplugging the router from the wall for 30 seconds. And then, hopefully that came back up. And if it didn't, then you had to call somebody. So kind of that was my breadth of my knowledge of IT at that point. So being coachable was a huge part of it. So it's really kind of learning how to approach certain customers, and then open-minded and patient would be a couple of other things I would say for you as well. So again, if you're not ahead of that, you're clearly falling behind. And then really just perseverance, I would say was the last thing. After 10 years and commission only, there's a lot of no's. It's very few yeses. That's what you're trying to work towards as well. But to kind of just power through those no's, if you will, to get to those yeses and those smiles is requires a lot of perseverance, and that would be another factor that I've certainly learned to take to heart here.
What would be an advice that you would share with someone who's looking to start a career in IT sales?
Sure. The first thing I would probably say, and I may have mentioned this already, but it's certainly love, or at least learn to like what it is you're doing. That was a hard lesson learned. My previous career was in insurance, and I knew a lot of people that made a lot of money selling insurance, Malia, but I don't like insurance at all. I don't really care for it. I mean, I get it. It's a thing. It's out there, and it's a need. But I never had any passion towards selling that. And that's why I didn't have success. It was finally when I got to IT that I found, some passion in technology. And then more than that, I mean, I like technology. I don't love it. But what I do love is taking care of customers. And when they call up and there's the proverbial fire that's going on and their company is down and Josh, can you help us with this? And the fact that I can quickly answer that phone the first time, say, yes, I can handle that. I'm actually in the car right now coming to bring you that part to get you back to, a good solid state. Taking care of customers like that is something that I absolutely do love. I like IT, but I love taking care of customers. And the other fact of that, I would say, don't just wait for your turn to talk. Really get engaged to what folks are telling you on the other end of that call or that video or that face-to-face meeting. Understand their verbal cues, understand who they are as people and not just, as titles of, whoever it is you're looking for, whether it's a CIO or an IT director, really take to heart what it is they're saying. And that's, one key cog that you're going to start to build the relationship with them in. And that would be the third thing I would say is learn to build good relationships within your network, your community, your customer base, et cetera, whatever that looks like. Because without those solid relationships, you're really just out there on an island trying to take care of yourself.
What separates your company, Trifecta Networks, from your competitors?
The answer to that is kind of touched on in the beginning, and that's that relentless pursuit of customer satisfaction. What we're able to do here at Trifecta Networks is different from traditional IT sellers out there. One of the reasons that makes us so special is I have a 40,000 square foot warehouse here right out in Oldsmar that's full of IT equipment. Typically, when a customer might ask one of the large 3-letter companies out there, it might take a day or two to get a quote back sometimes, Malia. With us, especially in emergency P1 scenarios, that's the priority ones. We're typically getting quotes back in 15 to 20 minutes sometimes. And the fact that we actually have that equipment right here on the shelves, Malia, and I can say to that customer, here's your quote, approve it, and this will be, overnighted to you, or I will be jumping in the car, or I can, again, whatever the logistics look like on a rush, we can get that out same day. And as we all know, when companies are down, every single minute counts in terms of lost revenue. So the faster that we can solve these IT problems for these organizations is the quicker they can get back to productivity. And so, a lot of folks need help quickly. And the fact that, again, that I'm able to kind of quickly walk into the back, get eyes on stock, and then quickly deliver it same day even, not a lot of people out there in the industry can do that. And then again, being able to solve those customer problems quickly is what's gotten us into the biggest, some of the biggest companies in the world, the Fortune 500 companies that, that we couldn't have gotten into before just, with a name, right? It's solving a problem and then earning trust and respect and, kind of getting that second seat at the table, if you will, is one thing I would say. So again, there's almost no length that we won't go to get a customer taken care of. And again, that just goes back to our DNA of speed, quality and value.
Josh Maskell with Trifecta Networks, thank you for being on our show today. And for more information on contacting Josh, please look at the screen below for his contact information. Thanks again for joining us today, Josh. Thanks all. Have a great day. Bye.